Ubus has a Ghana problem. Ghana's biggest problem, first and foremost, in my view, one, the subjective illiteracy is the biggest problem facing this country. Ghana literacy is very higher than what Yenye feel say Etienne.
Okay.
Because it is not true, say Ghana a educated nation like we count ourselves to be. It is not true. It is not true, say yesuya adie said ye canon enye no kre. But Ghana enya the chance and still has the chance say obetimi increase the capacity of the literacy rate our country no more. But Kofi, post-independence Ghana, we didn't take, and I am paying for now, Omuji independence, and I'm dating from Dr. Nkrumah time till today. What I say, that is where the misadjustment of Ghana's problems, because now you say the idea and the ideals of the independence was to liberate from colonization. But when they liberated us from colonization, getting colony, say Yanya will be independent and became a sovereign nation called Ghana, post Gokus. And Pemfone D country anymore. And I'm dating from Nkrumah, Kwejiagri, Obechebi, all the people at that time. The history, what you are now, me ya kind say, Omnaji independence, ma meboa. Post-independence, the concentration on the country Ghana was not done. The concentration was done on the basis of typical Afroism. So it was a contest between colonizing and Afroism. So you've taken you fought colony for your own colony, calling it a sovereign nation Ghana. Then you are practicing Afroism. The Afroism approach is the typical way, not concentrating on Nyama, Sebia, na Abrofunia. But if you care to know, all the countries around the African continent of the 56 countries, good number of them, let's look at the French bloc. Let's look at the English bloc. English bloc, and how many countries are there? Very few, no more, compared to the French.
Yeah.
Portuguese have only 4 blocks. Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, Angola, and then Sao Tome and Principe. These are the smallest ones. English blocks, over West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, and younger sister Sierra Leone, and then younger brother Gambia. These countries post-independence, the next day, 2 days, 3 days after the independence, no more Pama Brofuni. Typically Ghana. Population at that time was how much? Running about 3 million. The money Ghana had was bigger than the Queensland. All the Commonwealth states, England, New Zealand, Australia, Canada. The wealth of Ghana was bigger than these 4 nations combined. Now, at the time of Awuji independence and Nigeria independence, we sacked the white man and give them a couple of hours to leave the land Ghana. So the Royal Army picked Ghanaians to the foreigners to Senegal. On the news of the Queen at that time, say allow them to stay. Now we know side by side, Ghana and Pemfosi Debi, we are capable of handling our own affairs, which wasn't bad theoretically, but practically was it like that. Now we trainee accountant, now we trainee engineers, now we bookkeepers. And the Abrofono Koeno, then they are saying, okay, we trained you, you colonize you, Jumawaha. There was an existence of social security. So if there was a social security, Monfa a social security man. Who was the Ghanaian to calculate social security? You don't have anybody to calculate social security. So what happened was that Abrofuna Koeno, so by law, by force, said they have to come for their social security. So you come back, something you didn't know. Because you cannot calculate, wouldn't name anything about social security. But why Juma from colonial in the 1700s, in the 1800s, in the 1900s, and they say, oh, permanent there, wako. We force them out. Then they have to apply for visa to come in. And to look at the dimensions of the West Africans English, any suffering, any stupidity. I'm sorry. Compared to the East Africans, whom you and I are from, so we are primitive. Go to Tanzania, look at their structures. Ko Zimbabwe, na kwa any structures. Ko Kenya, na any structures. Ko Tanzania, all those East African countries where the English dominated after they left the shores of West Africa, share almost settings, the city, the beauty, construction, infrastructure, and then education. Now let's come back home. Up to today, our population, Kofi, between you and I, in all fairness, reality, let's face it, 60% of Ghanaian population cannot speak formal English. And yet, you call yourself gateway to Africa. Where is that gateway? Where is the back way to Africa? Where is the back door to Africa? Do you understand me? Now, the white man left about 7-8 schools, all grounded in Cape Central region.
Yeah.
Post-independence, with that big wealth of money, one would have expected, say, Nankamube Biem, aye, ma replicated the same type of schools. Ewaha. Apart from only Ashanti region that created 2 royal schools, the Opokwa and the Prempeh College. I'm sorry, all the rest of the Ashanti region schools, maybe Asanteman at that time, the rest are all foolish schools. Do you get it? Now, reality.
No, why you say foolish schools?
Because if you look at the margin, when you take these 2 royal schools aside, and then the other schools, Trebuum Secondary School, what secondary school? I'm sorry, not insult, but then there's the reality. What you say? Then you come back to the central, compare the schools. But Kofi, interestingly, next door to the central is Western region. The Western region is where this country had depended on. So what happened? All those leaders of this country, all those leaders who secured their independence, called themselves the seasoned politicians at that time. Obia de Nebako says school. And that is where Ghana has had, we've gotten our problem from that side. Because they push all their kids and their family and their cronies and friends to that school. And they close their eyes on the rest of Ghana. And Tuku school had Gambaga Secondary School. Get out of here. Do you get it? So in modern times, of course, governments they started opening schools. But the concentration was still not on those schools. Last time I made a remark on your phone, on your program, say the world should tell me which country in the world that has say president, but school way school of presidents. Now American per president. But Kofi, for your information, Ghana directly have trained school of presidents. Achimota. How many Ghanaian presidents in Achimota? How many presidents? Nkrumah Fiho, Anamebwa. Your mama, president, one call. Prof. Mills, Okobiana, one call. Check all the background of our military leaders, President Rawlings, etc. Into one school produced close to about 6 or 7. I stand to be corrected, but this, if the emphasis is right. So you have a complete structural adjustment as against the world, as against the rest of Ghana. And marginally, our population in I'm sorry, bush, because 60% of Ghanaian population, we are still living in the rural areas. So in a modern day, our forceful economy say we're pushing the country to a middle belt. You are pushing the country into a criminal arena. Because you haven't reached the middle belt, but economically you are forcing to reach the middle belt. So what does it mean? It means that obia person nyeska and to obi oti rural area as obesity. Do you understand? Now, when we are talking about governance, we are talking about democracy. Yeka corruption, yeka education, yeka infrastructure. Are you getting me? But every country in this world has 3 forms or norms of governance. Which one do we practice? Ghana ni panyin bia say Confucius na say Ghana your type of economy and your type of government in Ayaden. Kofi, we are confused. We don't know. All our presidents have not told us. with all due respect to them, they haven't told us what form of governance we operate. And a country that hasn't got a clear cut of your governance practices, you fail as a nation, and that's why Ghana is a failure. One, your capitalism, where the emphasis is on capital base, taxes, etc. The countries that put emphasis on taxes, capitalism, they know what they are up to. America is one, United Kingdom is one, Germany and others, they all pro capitalism. Communist blocs, Russia will say, yes, I'll do everything for the people, keep quiet. When I tell you to sleep, then you sleep. That is communism. Socialist republics, they will tell you, it's okay, you basic school ache, road nearby, you way. So they show their clear agenda of governance. So are you socialist? Ghana, Yenibi. I'm sorry, today's government, President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, very intelligent, clever man. Can Nana and Dr. Mumuni Baumia tell me what form of government are we practicing? Is it capitalism? Yehu. Is it socialism? Yehu. Is it communism? Yehu. President Mama, he could not and he can't tell me, say, now our clear cut of governance agenda, say, a capitalist socialist. President Mills, not. President Kufuor showed a sign of capitalism to some extent, will remain that focus. But at a point, at the tail end, he deviated from that focus. So when he was so much packed on the stimulating the capitalism agenda, you realize that is whereby I say country okay, ye pesca amomino, ye budget tax. Ye basic projects, ye be ye baby as ye nyahuska. Omanintia members, citizens, esika, any amfanye bibia. Ye budget Canada, a capitalism top class. What they say? Or get tax high, but to be put to scano back into infrastructure for you to earn it. So give in and give out. What did they mention?
But Ochaki Ghana, they are here a bit me. And
then I make sure say we don't have a clear cut. Ghana practice three at a time, and all the government, and that is a cheat to the country. You know when they practice the three? Say almost per elections or per electoral results. No when they are or co-villager or preach socialism. Socialists. Kofi or quiet elections are an intina money team kojina platform. So where on earth advanced economy 61 years post-independent na politician team koko jina platform so ekache me say mercy market amount my road my way Kofi everybody ho any the problem neighbor. The road does not belong to you. It's not your personal property. It doesn't come from your pocket. Do you get it? Ukosi market ama villager or tier krasi cassava na ono adino cassava na munko no wedi wabre market no onfanya den. Give a villager a school, connect the children to the world, internet, education, qualified quality education, nemano, what is called hospital. You don't do that. Okwa no akwa komano, chamber port. Okwa no akwa komano, bwese, entuma, that is socialist approach. Awoko. No nyaje power we are. No akacho say, country then they jump into capitalism and tax the people high and check it. All these governments, President Rawlings, President Kufuor, President Mills, those before a champion or share taxes burden with Ghanaians. Then when they have the power, they talk about what? Taxes. Then they are started practicing capitalism. And Ghana, we are dealing with capital. When it comes to taxes, when they want to screw the people and then squeeze their pocket, Ghana government, they know the agenda.
But can we say Ghana air practice property owning democracy?
That is the capitalism to some extent. Quasar to some extent. Do you understand? But omunya power ni wie. Now Ghana government wants to enforce a law. Or idea on peso bibusano. On peso bibusa question. That is when they practice communism. And the communism ebine the American deal. Communism ebine Guantanamo deal. Communism ebine Ghana as a country. You had a very fine country that you had the diplomatic ties with, and for that matter Yugoslavia, the breakaway republics, Serbia. You have a stronger nation. It's one planet country that was feeding Ghana like Czech Republic, like any other donor country or any other development partner. Ghana under President Mills also severed our diplomatic relationship with Serbia and Kosovo. What has Kosovo got? It's a begging country. They didn't listen to anybody in this country. They signed. And to all the governments, when it's about imposing what they want to do, their own personal agenda, it is communist. And communism is whereby the system is telling you, say, this is what instruction, this is what the government has taken. You cannot ask me questions. And then the issues naba. So when they are talking about communism, that is when they want to impose anything on government, on Ghanaians. So a person or Joe taxes and you are a capitalist because sika near the way, near the school, near the nano preaching infrastructure agenda. Nemum sebase onyanya wiedia enene yasem or koye election. Please, and please once again, Kofi, I'm yet to find out ever in the history of the world, and we are speaking about 61 years post-independence, countries around the world, Korea, China, all these nations, Malaysia, Singapore, the Southeastern Asian countries, etc. So presidential candidate to be with my Beijing platform. So say the politician better now studio ha. Omutimi can say, me I'm your way. It's cheap politics, mediocre. The mediocrity is so high.
Ghana.
Extremely. Because they've taken the people, I'm sorry, as fools, including me, including you, Kofi. Because Ghana, as I've said, we've stimulated from post-independence what is called elitism practice. If not, Adena post-independence, we create cocoa farmers fund, scholarship for cocoa farmer, politician who biana the elite class. We don't have time, but if you have to go in, you will see the dimension how the people Ghana, nipa by 5%, no by 2%, and I handle this country for the past 61 years. And it's a way your cocoa farmer, and I was sweating, and we create cocoa farm scholarship. Cocoa farmer ben, you make Ghana, including the parliament, say cocoa farmer ben and I enjoy scholarship nibi. But Ghanaian president so me the cocoa farm and a scholarship. Look, scholarship secretariat. Under all the government, including Anado's government, including John Mama's government, including the President Akufo-Addo, all of them, scholarship secretariat in Omia selection or presidency. Where do we do this? They have been subjected to utmost poverty. Na Accra or T Brokum, Domahin Kojakupum Krum Ho. We show me street to sir. I'm sorry. Very, very foolish English. And yet, obey your friend is saying 13 years. Why should it happen that way? Kofi, build the schools for them. What stops you from say Sawu schools are Kasiana Oken? Ghana has only 10 regions. With 10 regions, bigger schools now are making them. Sunyani secondary school. Pembe College, all these schools now already master Bakuti one school for 25 years. Because but you are talking about who provide education at the Amobia. Free SHS, good, beautiful legacy project. But the emphasis of post SHS and Adomuko. Woman free SHS, very nice, a brilliant idea. We are or end up in Kaneshi traffic market, traffic, Everton pure water. What have you done after all? What have you done after all? The education, as I told you, is the biggest issue. And I've told you and I've said it several times again. Say, Ghana for me can't say, and then about say yes. And they started not today, they started yesterday. And it won't be tomorrow. Why did they have, who told them to grade public schools?
Public schools?
Yes. Why they catch them to grade the public schools?
Performance.
Who created the performance? Who originates the performance? Who is at the receiving end of the performance? And who are the givers of the performance? Are there Ghanaians more than other Ghanaians? So you are practicing more or less segregation, educational segregation, in other words, political apartheid. Ghana practices educational apartheid. Because certain schools, show them uniform, show them gardens, landscaping. School be look, fantastic idea. President Mama say OBA schools, OCC schools. In my view, good idea, but it was needless exercise. Because most of the schools now see over 130 agenda. You built about several of them. Some schools as we speak, now we smokers home no remind them. So put in that, at that time my emphasis was that put in those schools, faculty per sec. Faculty, their friends, Upukwai, Fabisi Prempe, St. John's, all these schools that were been, and then increase the base of admission. Ne klasi ni bansu mabina the same masters na no omuchre momo manager omuchi omade nianhwe competition in this country. Entiam ko ba say ye developed nation up to the stand say 275 parliamentarians, about 200 of them are all lawyers, and yet agreement I will say causing financial harm to the nation. Politician timber tell studio ha adon mu nyina mo ka ho no abeka say yes sign the bill ne ba parliament no na me mo constituency ntima hu. Your politicians who are to represent their constituency till today what parliament 16 years omie na non kasa da wada o parliament sa. Where is it from? Kofi ontimbie na non kasa because the apartheid education system, the segregation education system are affecting completely.
Affecting no convention.
One team me na non kasa because be na no English na beban enye. So he would rather keep quiet. So where is the representation of the people who voted you into that? Into onsu be gina ho dia, onsu so odwen ho, ni sika ne kaa de bema no, onfa ho. Enti no constituency on blame ya na nye o mu a. Not more than 65 to 70 parliamentarians. Ukromha, President Mills' time, President a friend is saying, Mahama's time, President Kufuor's time, those before then till today, there be about 60. Omune Kasa, go and do a background check. Where from these boys and where from these schools? With all due respect, or baby or bigger position Ukromha Biano, Wanko Holy Girls or call Wesley Girls. The system supposed not to be like that. Somebody should come from Kumasi Girls and be a police commander. It is possible. How many of them? Parliamentarians, go and ask them, go and see bullying among themselves. Which school did you attend? Yeah, Kaza also called Bampata Secondary School. Who is your classmate here? Go and sit down. So we are not represented in our parliament. What's that? The parliamentarians, me and Kian Sanfu, me and Kusku, they have to learn politics because either they are ideologists or politicians. You cannot tell. In another breath, they are ideologists. In another breath, they are politicians. Into studio all over. Amamu media for Suzumu Mosuma either politician or ideologist. Because the certain kind of questions you ask these people from morning to evening, MPP, CPP, MPP, NDC, where it cannot move. This country cannot move, Kofi. It is not true. Look, let's go back into action. Any Ghana, crying hue and crying.
No, but Parliament, before we move from
yes.
There, that
is the reason why, as a country, I wouldn't say what subject is 60% till today of your population still living in the bush. And you are segregating, what create elitism among what kind of school somebody should go, somebody should not go. Why grading in Nipa life from day one? Say, wo obako grade F school, until life you grade F until so be. When you classmate and you will never have a classmate. And you know, so I by a politician, by whichever means hook or crook, if in the constituency because somebody must come from there. Or the grade F school and about parliament into the grade F ideas net or one team kasa. The modernity is not there. One way speaking with
but
that is why the Ghana parliament, I'm saying that no president is prepared to solve that problem. It is part of what corruptible practices. It's also another form of corruption. You've seen your MPs. MP bia on timin kasamane voices. Ni krom for anti the onso chebiano, kiamani kotinefi. And those with the vibrant ideas, who even have the capacity, the balls, the boldness, our facts are sometimes they want to. I'm referring to Honorable Kennedy Japan, for instance. And yet, Honorable Kennedy, I mean, he's a very good friend of mine. He does not speak on the floor of parliament. But he's selling the crusade to Ghanaians. Why is he not speaking? Manin started. You see the others shouting, hey, bro, hey, wait. You know what I mean? The intimidation. Woman subject to woman hono. They cannot. Inti aba. Omse parliamentary caucuses. Anamebwa. committee chairman. Share committee chairman in a school so they are old boys and old friends. Do you understand? And to those with even common sense. Look, intelligence is another thing. It's something we acquire. But you rule a country with common sense and wisdom. Common sense. You don't need to be a professor to rule a country. You need to have a common sense. And common sense will tell you, give you a business sense. A business sense is what you have to propel the country using your youth. Ghana, who were 50% or more of your vibrant youthful population. Our beer universities. Kofi, make a problem no do done for universities. Now, Ghana education. Yama obia license to operate private university in their kitchen. What you say? These owners of the universities across board, Omina SRCT on the Ghana Education Board. One more accreditation. School. Can't we have a country where we preach about industrialization? And I like President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Muhammad Bamia. Almost industrialization is the key, is the way of economy. Yati. However, let's look at Ghana schools. I don't name the universities. I will not name one of them. University, you need concentration. Say where you agric. You need concentration. Say where you fashion. You need concentration. Say where you we. Na Kofi Ghanaian university nina obiaye subject bia to the extent that kitchen university nina law. So the country has developed to the extent say if you are not a lawyer, if you are not trained as a lawyer, they do that so that they can join the bandwagon or parliament. So every constituency is a lawyer who can speak English. You go to parliament. Moreover, no law no question and kwano or no your grade F students no they are law. Gimpa no agenda no abaya law no in 20 million because the grammatical condition does not favor him. Do you understand me? And we have this kind of systematic subjective oppressions among our own selves. And yeah, the whole system ni because last time your topic on corruption, this country, I've said and I mentioned it over and over again, a country will need security challenges. You need one single security challenges. I've gone through that. I won't go over it again. You get it? Or peaceful nationals, our enslaved wild population, to build a country mount.
Oh, we are slaves.
Ghanaians are slaves in our own country. Especially the Ghanaian travelers. They are the people building this country for you. Oshani mamishani ni ashani anteba no to ojene sale 700 euros or Benjamin Tinaka 50 and or the Koto Bank. Ni na aba Ghana. What's of government no problem amount? O problem Ghana government in China problem. On China problem. We preaching about corruption. Kofi, may say any president who can convince me, I'm sorry to declare that in my lifetime in Ghana, many election that minim how to vote, many voters ID card that minim ink can come inside that, and I will not do it because of one fact. Not that I'm not a good citizen, perfect one like any other person else, but the idea is that I'm looking at a president who convince me and convince you and convince Ghanaians and say he is prepared to solve corruption. Corruptible practices is not whereby say obiya diska. Obia just accounts. Corruptible practices has in different varieties. President Yubu Kofi, in all fairness, he be a smart to krum her. Omon touchy sika, and now you will never source them when you any accounts be emu. But Kofi, Tabena Ghana for presidents, Bekan say they will eliminate the word unaccountable interest. Country ben yesa. Small country to say with this money. Your presidential budget is unaccountable interest. Omon declared this can ye. Oko Togwa or the $600,000. Oko Benia no atum 650. Oko Nigeria no cost 700,000. Obakan Babedu Europe, Oko America, United Nations General Assembly no afa nipa 120. Obia no kasapa for no president no. Germany di nipa 13. China di nipa 78. Big China or the 78. Japan di nipa 14. Holland di nipa 12, UK or di nipa 6. These are serious nations over United Nations. Ghana the 120. I didn't know deba. Enti say the $1.2 million no they are call. Only country in Sika. Accountant General be busa e di amano wa musa de this kan ko ye because chief of staff budget is also not accounted for. It's unaccountable impress ye di amano. Enti omu kwa so the nipa 120 average you spend obi a ho kra be a year 1000 Ghana. Say na ese sikanika enti say oba skano ye musa accountant general say ska president ni gidutu kwa om de de kan de ba na unaccountable impress. It is not say what US car, it is also corruption. Akufo-Addo, are you listening? So a president must declare and waive off diplomatic immunity post-presidency. And it's when man declares, say, during my tenure of office, so obedience someone here, it will not be restricted only to your minister, your deputy minister, your chief of staff, or whoever. But you, the presidency, must also be called. How come by say you didn't perform 3 things? What did they mention?
Yeah.
Supervision, monitoring, and control. Which one of them did you do? None. Because if you supervise your minister, your council of state, your cabinet, your chief executive, because say you may appointing Ghana chief executives, a presidency now appointing the chief executive. It's a dent now who have free power now. What nasi? Now chief executive Kofi Yabechino, near target say or you corrupt. Now what you free? Na den chief executive be assign a bigger money be a presidency nyawe. In other words, no, so also be solve corruption there. Kofi, yen solve corruption by say who president declare who say look, during my tenure of office, post tenure of office, when I'm sitting back, anything that I'm missing office, no. Now you open accountable impress, not unaccountable impress at the presidency.
Enti na kese tisana na donko wie ya waye bi ane ya china na san.
Yanya bibi a china enkasi anchene yemusa questions. Nana oko Kenya. Wodi nipa 12 ene kwa nipa 120. Ya design na kwa President Mills, wodi design na kwa President Mama, wodi design na kwa. Enti if the president and all of them, I'm sorry without any this in fear or favor, they should be fair and kind to us. Most of the trips in Nina send they buy as against the amount to they call. And they say, oh, ko Burkina Faso, oh, ko Cote d'Ivoire, acheke saying. The host nation said to your hotel bill to some extent. Host nation need to your presidential and in certain numbers. Maybe a auxiliary crew no now what ya. Countries be or the Gaddafi Tiasiano, Ghana president Kogada you are or tia per diem nina de maum. A lot of countries treat them like that. And yet impersonal Kojin accountant general departments canom Kojin. Oman farmer coffee. Now Jinas one farmer. I then will be a chief executive Zika. Near investigating. Now also they are required to investigate immunity. So the immunity will lead to impunity and it leads to abuse. And it is also another corruptive practices. And it is obesity Ghana education. Obesity government ministry. Now all per juma or baba or per juma. Kofi corruption is not only the money. Sabi, almost for per juma Ghana girls across the chroma girls come many brisema and sign your form of juma. Kofi, the reality must be told as such. When you are prepared to obey that go. And corruption sex, corruptible sex in the binino. Uno be back or dance and often a juma Kofi and yareho. Because your school now is a BA, Ghana is a beacon of this, a beacon of big English for nothing at the end of the day with students. Now Kofi some more boys in the sequences of juma. Do you have money to give? Corruption a bit chambi. Corruption a bit chabi. So I've said it say, yes, certain class of immunity. I'm not cover certain people. Because the president has not waived off the immunity on his head. And if you come back down there, last time I made a certain analysis. The analysis is very simple, is that Ghana operates what is called compact referral systems. Are you getting me? The CRS, the compact referral systems. Countries like Holland, countries like Canada, NOMDOM economy. Meaning, say, you cannot take money from state without about 5 signatures. Ghana, you are about 10 to 20 signatures before so bit the country whisker. Solid compact referral system. And in your issue. It means say yes say Wyoming a disika. Akufo-Addo man when near disika. Okay, disika is saying Ghana sika die e be started from the tendering. Kofi Koto tender. Onya qualified near qualified and waji. And corruption number 1. You open tender to the extent that state officials, ministers and all of them. Tender crown is supposed to be a secret document to be open in the public, you know. The coffee open near the amount near way near when we are prepare no the abishim. So if the tender is open there, coffee honest at the end starting. I've made mention, say, how can you want somebody, say, me conquer contract, I'm a winning tender. No, I become 40% of the money a juma minyanya, intimito land cruiser baku, meskan medi, na untiminji. Says Sikano, it starts from somewhere. When they start to prepare, somebody has to prepare the voucher of payment. Any number one, signature number one. Somebody has to do certification on inspection. And year number two. After the certification, a certain minister of finance have to go into it. Then they refer, that's another signature. It goes to accountants general department, non swashe. They need authorization, signature for minister to go ahead and pay, non swapie. Accountant general has paid. Are you getting me? Now I had a call Bank of Ghana, blue check. No, so Kofi, look at the process, the simple process. We don't have time, so I won't look at this just 5 processes. Necessary process might go through. Now, Bedu Kofi-Addo, when you want to look, me a bold, me a liberal defender, Monfama Meji, case in the bar, La Kofi, Yede, Onwaje. Finally, at the end of the day, the government is over. Near Bechi Kofi-Addo. Kofi, the huge over 20 processes, Obia signature also, Sanin Comfort, Yanfre Obia. That is the corruption and the corruptible practices that has really punished and is still punishing these nations. And this Croman Penfire and again said, Omamsa signature is covered by diplomatic immunity. Yacha and Shomubi. But this can't code enough finally, no. And into over 53 years, Diamano. Yachi na another president and now president in the presidential pardon or medical record. Is that person different from Oba watching a to prison because of 50 cedis or do bika? No, 3 years one and about jail. Into when you're corruption, when you're corrupt. But your practices, so corruption is dishonesty practices against. Corruption is not an individual issue. The moment you made mention of the word corruption, the next reference point target is state. So corruptible practices is state, it's not individual. So me koto me kasa vaname ton na banami di chawa any a business transaction. But state obi padie would be toso na legitimately the person support and only your corruptible practices.
Yeguso Farouk AL-Wahab, a international business diplomatic consultant, and good morning, Kofi. I can't stop listening to this program. I hope this show won't end. I'm Felix Ade, a security officer at the U.S. Embassy. Please, I need to speak to him after this show. Mate, Frank Asante, PRO, Tema. Good morning, Ose Kofi. Seriously, and more kind. Yes, I believe that this is the way to go. Na ye piansem ne se ya na o man no atumi atu empon edu ba bia ya na ha adwen. Okay. Message ni bi o ha menkai. E bi o ha Ose Kofi, all these problems they know. So why are they just
the secret is that Ghanaian presidents, all of them, they can solve this country's problem within a second.
Presidents Nina.
Akufo-Addo, let me tell you, country like Kuwait, to the extent say, they share the country's wealth to the extent of where we are school crown our person or wareno, Yamao land, Nyakusi dying at the Achawo no Iramokotinum, Nyasa capitalizes, Kwari or Banu Krame Keke, a dear Nijanetisi. Kuwait here, on 1 mineral resources, that is only oil. Me see, any mineral resources God gave to this country is in commercial volumes. Nyame unlimited anything. Bibia commercial volumes. Oil, everything. But Kofi, sad. Say, Ghanaians, Uko Osu Cemetery, City Accra, gateway to Africa, 61 years independent, the beacon of democracy, the big English that we have. Ko Obiti Cemetery, onene yene ma eti Osu Cemetery, a hono ne ma sha atade ko school, City Accra. Presidents in the Ben Hono. Castle was just around the neck. Osu Cemetery say nipa say nete ho a hono yom household. Omti obi grave so. Na Kofi na wa wunyini na be ma akushia girl a ya tete in the cemetery Kofi aware be papa. So this is This is the sad aspect of it. Politicians.
No, is it natural resources?
I'm telling you, sir, they've subjected the citizenry of this country. Say, you should not understand. Ghana is the most poorest country in terms of local politics understanding. No. Go to Nigeria here. This country must learn. Go to Nigeria. Local politics. Nigerians understand politics like hell. Omo diano a different creature. Omo problem a different thing altogether. But if it comes to understanding of politics, Ghanaian politics, they don't want to know and they don't understand because they don't want you to know anything what grade you schools, you know. Or my grade E. Do you get it? And to the local understanding of the politics, and it has to do with say, Onu babe jinaka chese me ba no, me mamo market. Me na mbesi we mamo, and mbesi no. Please, now President Pa sorry so commission toilet. Asem papa. Abra what DC is. Now ribbons will kwa kucha unfair. No claim say I built this toilet for you. Oh God of mercy. That is the mediocrity of its highest extent and highest degree. It is also corruptible practice because you don't own it. I'm looking forward to see there American President Baker said George Washington Bridge was built by me. When advanced nations and serious nations like Botswana, Africa, they are preaching about what? Employment, the youth empowerment. When they have that one, they are talking about legacy projects. What are the legacy projects? Welfare, health issues, pension. These are the things the Western politics preaches. The Prime Minister of UK, they will not come and speak anything than talking about education. I reduce the cost of education. I reduce the cost of taxes. I reduce this and socially endowed projects. Is that what our people preach? No. Or preaching road. Or preaching circle bridge. Or preaching hospital. It is not yours. It is not your money. It is not your property. And because of that claiming of ownership of those things, and then the MPP and DC, they talk and they talk for nothing because they don't want to. Kofi, I've given you an example, but I'm saying it's like this. This country is blessed to the extent, say, Yabenya two governor of Bank of Ghana, one after the another. The Vice President Pakwesi Misa was a governor of Bank of Ghana. Today, fantastic economist Dr. Mumini Baumia, who happens to be also an advisor on Canadian economic advice, also about the Canadian advisory team. Kofi, these two gentlemen should know where Ghana money leaks because they've been at the president at the governorship of the Bank of Ghana. So they have also the power per constitution to block. Kofi Atisana, no. So your problem now, wama with citizen ekoda. Now your problem now from circle to kaswa. Now what unkra also wamu education. Country also a beacon of what? African democracy. The leaders of African good English. The queen speakers of English. Now citizen ejina kwa ho saa kofi ma ade achi. 2 a.m. na kra sunsu no oton. Ko dakuman. Shan kra wo mu dakwa ho. Which of the president name preaches or be you o free ho? Which of the president out of them emu de hin aka say o ma kayaye and na street to subiem. Show street kids are build woman. JSS. Entigovi. Say also mano. Educational. Educational so they are Ghanaians in pa and say City Accra. We're talking about modern development. Socio-economic contribution by taxi drivers. Accra, I'm sorry, taxi drivers, with all due respect, you can't get 2% out of the city drivers all over. I'll bet my country or say or can't correct English. And you're fault. Because what is school nimu? I'm obi akọ grade A. Omom ye like kaka no ko grade D. If you grade C, eko F ni nyina no. Obeba be ye taxi driver. With all respect is the adwuma, but that is not what most of them they wanted. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Now obiti minya visitors from abroad. Na me fa taxi ema omo airport. Say holiday in hotel. Unim ho se ane. Me se hwe light ne na ho no. Holiday opposite airport. Kofi for 30 minutes, they call me back, say we've still not reached the destination, but the mapping and home time is supposed to be 3 minutes or 5 minutes. I called the driver. Driver, he na do moi. I said, okay, it's called holiday hotel. They were la jono. Papa, don't come merciful hotel. I'm sorry. Do you understand me? So this is the type with the for taxes. And you are fault because woman grade F and our day back. Into Obama grade F taxi chauffeur. Whereas other countries, taxi drivers, they are just like Magna. Look at Nigeria, National Lagos State, over 25 million populated city. Nigeria driver be in Wabishan Airport, but the least road in Nigeria or so your population is not educated like you're telling me. Nigeria want to brofo. Koye village, same mama o mame ya nanamo o kan brofo obeti ase.
No one to kan brofo no na yan yusu ye de.
That is what Kenya, that is what Tanzania, the East African countries, the mimi know we are from say primitive. People are doing master's degree in Swahili in Kenya, in Tanzania, in their country. What stops you from also doing that? Kofi, well, education accreditation
is difficult because count language ben.
Kofi, I'm sorry to say, sir, a cheap mentality and cheap idea. We know the language which is widely spoken. Ghana, your minority tribes. The whole north, if you take Dagmani, Basa, Kusasi, Gonja, these are all minority tribes. So let's settle back in the middle belt, which is Sunyani or the Brown Half region. What languages commonly Akan? Western region commonly Akan. Central region commonly Akan. Volta region is a minority, it's a small tribe. Greater Accra is a small tribe. So in all fairness, Obi to Ghana ha on Tiki and now on Akan. Let me put it Akan. So relatively we can encourage. What did they mention? And now you push a country to the middle belt. Say maybe ba and international school ba super sudden. That is the middle belt approach. But we haven't reached there yet because we are still having backlog differences. We do be to Alabraka class of school. We do be to JT. Matayoko. We do be to Nima. Na yankwa den there Zongo diano. Konima schools na hono. What do you say? Kokoshe. Because why the car catching school now koni grade F? Into we are about Chimoto. Kofi, do you understand me? And it is we have created the problem, and the politicians know. And they are stimulating and still making sure that they deeply into the elitism and that kind of a life practice. Kofi, and then there's a 38 million populated nation with all this wealth. Now we Kose, wo timide presidents across board na bako na omunyina Dr. Munimba Baumia, Dr. Bakosi Amisa, all of them have been accountant Bank of Ghana for governors.
Dr. Mahamadou Baumia.
Yes, they've all been governors.
Yeah.
They should tell us, Sir, Accountant General Department Etriesica at the presidency, say na no di tukwai. Have they ever questioned them the money they take and how much they return? Because there is certain diplomatic immunity and unaccountable impress. So if any chief executive the obako account now also account wo there no.
Ose Kofi, interesting. People who offer account in the universities are often looked down upon.
Exactly, because even when you're talking about faculty to faculty levels, they don't know them. But one mom saw me engineering, this and that professor, and what have they done? Mami fa papa is a typical example. Apostle Kojosafo. Yenya professor of engineering. Nyamenfa ne claims him so one professor Adam or Andam or something like that. No tech, we're free. I'll say the professor Kojosafo yeno. Just only a copy. For God's sake, we by right or the flight by no. Now flight ne be the cat to my cat dada. Modernization, increasing on technology. It is what the practice everybody does. Bronia or yeah train no. Joma be by no generation be the abesha form. Generation be to say yan sanfanko deeper. Obisi yanfanto sky Japan skylines. And it is just only building up on the existing standards. Yeah, the any day that be papa no panyame obi abe film maninya 100 years no film shade politicians go akwa ye ohun nsimon beka. So what stop you say school of engineering no for polytechnic ba akoma papa no na yen head necessary nipa Kofi school ben and a polytechnic is only a crafty China for Germans, all these nations Holland near that polytechnic you learn handcraft and sanujuma. Now, what's our theory? So, person, lawyer, what you then you are going to learn certain things. Say, polytechnics in our grand polytechnics say law. Who does that? Until you keep on confusing your own citizenry. Subjectively, say yes, you better create this kind of practice. Say Laman for being confused. And Kofi, Ghana is training only students we don't have professionals. Kofi, students in graduates in they are not professionals. So you cannot develop the nation. You are giving them certificates. You are giving them the degrees. It's a waste. It is a complete waste. Because they graduate and come back. And even to the extent that Legon, level 400 students, no one can bro. I will say, we have a problem. The country needs a rebirth. Rebirth, and he say, make sure, say, Kofi, any country that hasn't got a focus, right direction in education, or you're prepared to solve any problems. And that is where Ghana governments, all of them, both military, civilian, up to now, post-independent till now, this country's history, Kofi, is not told to Ghanaians. Anything a teacher near or primary school, Krumha, ko airport, no afa enkra 200, no obdi nachi, odom kwa hina odom kwa airport, okachum plane isi ho. Now afa enkra 300, no odoma kwa jina 61 years independent nation. Afa na teacher ni, afa enkra odoma kwa jina tema okachum ship. Meanwhile, Kofi, I don't know how old you are, but of my age, Kofi, I don't know where Kweji Agri was buried. I don't know where J.B. Dankwa was buried. I've not seen the grave of Obechebi. All these people. Till today, Germans, Hitler was the worst name. Omo penesen, nesekra berinom diajiska. Are you getting me? So, where is the history of this nation? Teacher Nina Fankra from JT because Okranko grade F school. Onim baby esi Kwame Nkrumah. Ko aha Cape Coast. Lebu se school ni akra bi o Cape Coast say. I'm finding see Prof Mess. Oh, you see, it is so sad. Sir, the real history of the history of this country is not told to Ghanaians. So the level of patriotism is not patriotic citizen has to do with clean heart. So what I'm doing today, it is for my son, for my children, unborn generation tomorrow. Therefore, they operate patriotism and trust. Government supposed not to be perfect, but at least it should be truthful. Now, perfect governance in this world because of what? Ideological contest and people's feelings. Yes, but it's supposed to be truthful. It is not truthful. It is not perfect in the first place, and it is not truthful in the second place. And you fail out. Kofi, country Ghana, corporations, individual private companies, Abaha. One of them notably MTN. Sikase no nya Ghanaians no or treaty. What stops government of Ghana, which is deep business minded? I also a capitalist government. Now what Nim say, these companies are ripping off. They are not ripping. They are giving service and taking huge money from your citizens. And it's that the government Ghana, I'll pay for shares. MTN, whether you like it or not, I met Tom shares $3 million, $4 million. The dividend and the proceeds of that shares every month, you know, says can you see Kolibu Vodafone mo dia way. Yeah, to shares government of Ghana was shares of Vodafone. Scale Benyamo diano, yeah, they call Confanochi. Okay, Airtel, most so yeah, to shares. We don't do that. So the IGFs, the internal generated IGFs, no, you're creating a small institution, no, near Yasa, always, you know. But serious nations want making gains. Japan and those countries they invested in private lucrative businesses and bought shares into dividends and monies earned on those shares from those individual companies. Government need the targeted certain project. In this year, MTN for profit. Government invest near the Kumasi Road, the Salmon Expressway in Kiwi. So the business mentality is not there, and yet we've had economists.
Quick one, maybe your phone lines now, tier 4 to me, Abam Kakra. But last time we didn't come on the way unemployment because of Nipabia SNK or Marco retirement. Quick one on that now.
Very simple. Share in recent times the day I Dr. Puniko court. And I mean who said the gentleman's salary is 75,000 Ghana. In other words, 750 million Ghana cedis. Is that not it? Yeah. So Obi Oji that salary the 25,000 Ghana LA. Arguably one beautiful idea. But on only one side, young ministries na Kofi obi a oye deputy director, assistant director, chief directors Kofi make say corruption yes kan kwagin ne retirement age o ma reverse ne saa be pemne o se onye corrupt government ben president ben na bedwe me no hu say no ministries boys na nya adwuma nya no eye retirement age na wo man induce na wo so nko obi wu free ministry anu akowu na ne obi try 74 years meanwhile or retired 56 na wo mu wie no Kofi yaka ni sika nyina abom lamsam gratuity near the amount now ordin salary anu ogine bi ni Dr. Punidi 75,000 e be more than that nipa ba kon na wa wie no free office na 3 days na council of state cabinet. Where is the cabinet? Is that not the presidency? The recommendation about say yemfa no experience ni aman consultancy. Yaman consultancy salary no obegin consultancy more than the salary anoji. It means at the end of the month no oji 75,000 Ghana cedis in the Dr. Puni's case for instance. Ni wasa beji consultancy fee of another 100,000 na no quite 175. Meanwhile wajin gratuity lump sum ni nyina say wie. So if one person is taking 150,000 Ghana cedis 1.5 billion cedis na obi to commercial bank obi to a Fidelity obi to Stanbic our graduate your man 400 Ghana cedis kwa na ni jiso obeye, and how much would that money employ how many Ghanaian students? So one person is certain and they will not allow the presidents who gives those kind of recommendation for them to have their contract extended or standing oba or den or no onye deputy director or no onye chief director or no onye assistant director or ni any locus ni abaman office air condition team or a consultant or juma 11 able to anu upon, and they are telling about the experience. Let him the person die, the experience is gone away. Let the country sink and then we learn the experience. Let the boys come on board, let the girls come on board, let us all learn and then we die with it. So if somebody goes, let's say obewu dia, the experience is not vested in one person.